Yeah, you already know what it is. Lethal Talent 24 dive bombing at you with some Eagles content. Now, first and foremost, I want to give a shout out to Nick Foles. Um, he broke his clavicle, and anybody that knows his injury history, that's his second clavicle break. The first time was in 2014 against the Houston Texans. So, shout out to him. Hoping for him to have a speedy recovery. And also Malik Jackson, who has a Liz Frank fracture. And anybody that's unfamiliar with that, basically the base of his foot, the smaller foot bones are basically broken from it. So, that's a painful injury and that sucks for us. So now at this point, Timmy Jernigan and Hassan Ridgeway have got to step up. And I'm just now learning that we have signed Akeem Spence. So, that's going to help us in the rotation. He's actually a pretty good player. I know he played in Tampa for a while. I believe he was drafted by them, and then Buffalo, or not Buffalo, but the Dolphins had picked him up, and they only kept him for a year. So they only kept him for a year. He played with him for a year. He was all healthy, and then he got cut this year. So it was a good pickup by Howie. Howie's a genius, and so that Howie's always on the phones and doing his due diligence to see who he can replace. He may not be Malik Jackson, but he is a proven player in this league. So, and Vinny Curry knows him, so that's also a plus. But Timmy Jernigan's gonna get his opportunity here, and I'll touch more on that here later in the video. But yeah, I'm actually really excited about Akeem Spence being signed with us. So good job, Howie. Now just want to move in. I'm gonna start about the offense, and as I said in the other video, I knew we were gonna start slow. We started slow, and and it just took us a while to gain our momentum. I do believe, and I said this in my post game video, that I do believe that we will start stronger in the game against the Falcons. Week 2, we will start stronger. I think this one was just a feeling out process. What would work, what would work, what wouldn't work. So, but the offense, exploded. Really, it started the second quarter, or mid-second quarter, I believe, with the bomb to Deshaun Jackson. But Carson Wentz looked great. He was getting the ball out quick. He's making good decisions. Now, a couple of decisions that he does need to work on, a couple of things he needs to work on, is just making sure he's locating those open targets. For instance, the first touchdown to Alshon Jeffrey, who threw, when he was being covered by John Bostic, the player of the Redskins. And on that play, I couldn't really see at first if he was open. Dallas Goedert was open. Even Doug touched on this in an interview with Dave Spadaro, excuse me, and he said that Dallas Goedert was wide open. And now the angle I had, I couldn't see, but it looked, when I saw the play open, and I saw Dallas Goedert open, and Wentz scrambled and he found Alshon Jeffrey, and that's good. But it's better to hit the open target rather than throw to the covered one. So those are a couple things he needs to work on. Other than that, he's looking fantastic, looking excellent. So I'm really happy. I'm really happy for Wentz because with everything that he went through last year, just not being comfortable in the offense. He even touched on that, and then not trusting the offense. It looks like he's starting to come full circle. So I expect him to be at that 2017 level, if not better. And excuse my voice, but it's still trying to find its way to the original Lethal Talent 24 voice. But it is what it is at this point. I go hard on Pause. But when I watch a game, man, I go all out. So I pretend like I'm at the game. But anyway, going back, you know, Wentz had some really great protection. That offensive line did very well. JP looked like the bodyguard that we all knew. And Sayamalu stepped up. He looked great. Jason Kelsey, fantastic. And Brandon Brooks, great. He didn't look like that Achilles was bothering him at all. So, and Lane Johnson, always a killer. You know, he was paving the lane. So, hey man, we got a lot to look forward to, and I keep seeing us getting better and better as long as we stay healthy. Because at this point, that's the only thing that's gonna kill us. You know, with Malik Jackson, I mean, it's like it happened before last year with the offense when Mike Wallace went down. You know, he was out for basically the season, and now we have Malik Jackson. So unfortunate things have happened, and it seems like week 1 is a bug for us, and we just got to get over that hump. We got to keep our guys healthy. And that's the only way we're going to stay relevant this season as far as you know, being in playoff contention, because we are that team. We can be that team, but we have to stay healthy. Now, as far as I'm gonna touch on the running backs, and the running backs were awesome. I think they should have ran Jordan Howard more. I also touched on that in the last video. But Jordan Howard can be, actually, I think he can be better than LeGarrette Blount. I think he's going to be, for us, I think he's going to be better than LeGarrette Blount. And if he gets his opportunities, which I think he will, you know, he's going to show that he is the third leading rusher in the league, and that could be a huge asset for us. So we need that on the field. As much as I love Sproles, Jordan Howard is the back we need to focus on using more. Miles Sanders right behind him. You know, the kid's fantastic. He should have had 2 touchdowns, and of course I still think that one call that they had on JJ Arcega-Whiteside was BS. It was BS. You know, point blank, it was BS. He should have had at least 2 touchdowns. One, he was tackled, he couldn't help it. But that one, the one with the holding call, that should have been his touchdown. That should have been his first. But unfortunately, and fortunately, he's going to get one in Atlanta. Bet on that. Him and Jordan Howard are going to have a touchdown. So, it's coming. Just rather it be at the link. Now, but yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily know what Doug was thinking about using Sproles so much, but it worked. He could still ball, and you know that's encouraging as well. So, as I would just prefer him to use him in spaces more, like on third down. You know, just not as much, but I can kind of see he was thinking more speed than power, and then use the power back to run out the clock, which I believe we ran 9 minutes off the clock using him in the fourth quarter. So, I mean, I trust in Doug. Some of the calls I think he makes, I definitely don't agree with, and it's kind of like what the are you doing? But you know, he just, and I think that's where he shines. I think he has a game plan, and then once he finds out his game plan works, he switches it up. But I mean, out the gate, this team's way too talented to not start balling out the gate. So, you know, he's gonna have to dial up some plays like he did in 2017 to score early to start fast. We need that. And like I said, it's coming week 2. We'll get there. We just gotta wait and see it unfold. So, and he needed to use Ertz better or more. He needed to use Ertz more in the first half. Also, Jeffrey, you know, it seemed like a lot of the plays went towards Deshaun Jackson and Darren Sproles, and then Um, it just really didn't get us going. And then as soon as we started using Alshon Jeffrey in the second quarter, the things started to get rolling a little bit more. And then boom, deep bomb to Deshaun Jackson. Let me touch on that for a second. Bombs to G-Jack. Man, oh, that was so exciting. Oh, man, I'm telling you, he was like, wind's dropping dimes on that muff. You know what I'm saying? So, shoot, man. I'm so happy we got him back. Just happy. Just so happy. But, I mean, man. We are going to be a force to be reckoned with as long as everything goes right. And we just got to make sure a little bit of luck goes our way. But I mean, once we start getting everybody involved, even with Dallas Goedert and then the running backs, and if we start establishing a running game early on, that's, like everybody says, that's going to open up a lot of things for everyone else. And once that comes together, I know everybody was expecting to see it week 1. I don't think we actually start getting rolling until about week 3 or 4. But, to be the team that we all think of, I think week 2 is just going to be the step above week 1. And that's when we'll start to see everything come to fruition. Now, let me touch on the defense for a little bit. Jim Schwartz doesn't do us any favors. I know our D-line's got to get to the quarterback. Case Keenum was getting out the ball very fast. But Jim Schwartz has these guys playing off coverage way too much. And it seems like we can stop the run all day. But we can't, for whatever reason, get off the field on third down. And it's killing us. Anybody that wants to get the ball out quick, that's what everyone does to us. Watch what Aaron Rodgers will do. He loves going against Jim Schwartz defense because he knows exactly what to do against it. Everybody at this point knows what to do. Because it just seems like he's just too predictable. Well, he can stop the run, but then he'll play the sticks defense and have off coverage, and they'll find the one receiver that they can go to that will get them a first down or more. So, I mean, from what I saw from Malik when he was able to play, he looked good. Derek Barnett almost got the case a couple times. He was getting good pressure. These guys are getting good pressure more in the second half, though. The first half, they could not get pressure on Case Keenum. And I have to give credit to the Redskins line. They did hold up. And everybody was thinking we were going to run through them, but Eric Flowers obviously is a better guard than he is a tackle. But we should have ran over those dudes. And we should have been pressuring Case, which we eventually did, but we should have did that early on. The defense definitely has to step up out the gate. We need that 2017 defense that we relied on to make plays. Darby has to finish. He has to make an interception there when it hits his hands, and he knows that. That could have been a turning point for us right there. And then again, you have Rasul getting beat, and you have Sidney Jones getting beat. Sidney Jones, he plays better, man. When we played man, we did better in coverage, and that's just the bottom line. Like, I was watching Bitter Birds and his analysis on the film today, and you can just see how the offense was when they adjusted and the defense when they adjusted. I mean, when we make adjustments, we're good. And I'll give Jim Schwartz some credit, man. Like, when he does good adjustments, and he has the personnel, but you can't play zone defense with man corners. I mean, they can play zone, but they're man corners. So I don't understand. Like, if he doesn't blitz, and he did do linebacker blitzes, I did see that. But if he doesn't get the pressure that he needs, and these guys are too far off of the wide receivers to do, to keep up with him. And you give somebody that's getting the ball out that quick, it's not going to look good for us. So, and even Philly Joel touched on that, with our offense. as far as starting slow. If we do this against good quarterbacks, if our offense starts slow against good quarterbacks, then it's going to be hard for us to catch up. And the same thing with the defense. If our defense starts off slow, it's going to put the offense in a hole. And if the offense is starting slow at the same time the defense is, you can bet that's an L right there. We don't need to take any more L's. I have us going 3-0. I want to keep it that way. So yeah, special team. I'll just give a quick shout out to Jake Elliott. Thank you for making all your field goals. Appreciate that. Keep that going. Don't miss any more. Thank you. And that's all I'm going to touch up on there. But for the most part, I'm glad the defense stepped up in the second half. But we need to start strong on both sides of the ball. Because we're all expecting great things from Sidney Jones, Avonte Maddox, and Rasul Douglas, and Ronald Darby. Those guys have to step up. They have to. In order for us to make the Super Bowl run that we all want, they have to step up. So, with that being said, look for week 2 to be even better. And if not, we're in trouble as far as, getting everything right. But I also want to throw this out there. If Jim Schwartz keeps doing the same thing that he's been doing, and he doesn't show that 2017 form, or, make the decisions he was making as D coordinator in 2017, I was thinking about this today. It's like, if we had to drop Jim Schwartz, who would you want to replace him? And then just off the top of my head, Jack Del Rio, when I was watching ESPN, I was thinking, he does a 4-3 scheme. He's had great defenses. Anytime he was a coordinator, he did not have a bad defense. It's just when he was a coach, he just couldn't get it all together. So, if there was one person I can think of to replace him, because I know he likes the blitz, I think Jack Del Rio, if Schwartz doesn't cut it this year, could take his place. So, but just let me know in the comments who you think could be a good replacement for Jim Schwartz if he doesn't get this defense in a better mode, because we know we all need that. And as far as Mike Groh and Doug, hopefully they can continue the second half explosion 2019 NFL or Philadelphia Eagles team. So, man, I can't wait till week 2. I just hope my boys can hold up, because I wore it the fuck out. But man, I appreciate every one of you guys for tuning in and listening to the video. And EAGLES Eagles, and that's what's up. Lethal Talent 24, and I'm out.